Okay, I might understand the play now. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about President Joe Biden going for a quote-unquote routine colonoscopy at Walter Reed and Kamala Harris becoming the acting president while that's happening. I'll explain. You see, Biden has to have anesthesia, has to get put to sleep while I do a colonoscopy. So while he's not able to be the president, he's not able to be up and aware, then the powers of the president go to Kamala Harris. Now, I'm not really sure why that wouldn't apply when he's sleeping. I mean, he can't always be at the desk ready to hit the button. So who's the president when that's happening? Not really sure, but for now, I'll move on. I think the point is something could be seriously wrong here. So for the time being, they have appointed Kamala Harris the president until everything goes smooth with the colonoscopy. They wake him up and everything's all right. But things might not be all right. Let's go back to a few days, weeks ago, whenever that was, when he went to the Vatican. Do you remember the rumors that were spreading all over the place? And no pun intended here, please pardon me. He allegedly had a quote unquote bathroom accident at the Vatican. And without being too graphic, they said he doo-doo on himself at the Vatican. Now, if you're having a colonoscopy, it's a short period of time after a so-called bathroom accident at the Vatican, then what's going on? Okay, is there something wrong? Are you having some issues there in your gut? And also, he was at that, what was that, COP26, whatever that is. I have no idea what that is. If you guys know what that event was all about, if it's about climate change, y'all let me know in the comments below. But when he went to that event, he had this really long fart, allegedly, in front of Princess Camilla or somebody. I don't know all the dignitaries and the royals over there in UK or in Europe. So pardon me if I got that wrong, but it was apparently a really long fart just in conversation. It's saying, hey, how's the kids going? How the grandkids, and just super long. Why would you do that right there? Can you control yourself? What's happening? And we all know once you get to an advanced stage, these things can happen. Okay, these things can happen. He'll be 79, like, I think tomorrow or any day now. So he's not a young man anymore. He's clearly in cognitive decline. So I think this could be the reason why he's going for a colonoscopy, not just a routine. They said the same thing about Kamala Harris when all those Democrats fled Texas because they didn't want to vote. They didn't want to do the actual job they got elected to do. So they fled to D.C. from Texas on a chartered flight. No mask, and everybody said, oh, no, we're vaxxed and we're good. We're not going to catch it, all this and that. But then half of that plane caught the bug, right? And before they realized they had caught the bug, they went straight to Kamala Harris and met with her. Talking about what? I have no idea, but they met with Kamala Harris. Now, right after that meeting, what happened? Kamala Harris has a quote-unquote routine checkup at Walter Reed. Why is it a routine checkup right after an obvious event like that? Half of the whole plane gets the bug and they come straight to your office, and it's in a closed space. Nobody has any masks. Ain't nobody doing no distancing. Everybody's kissing and hugging and high-fiving and whatnot, right? You do all that, and then the next day, oh, it's a quote-unquote routine checkup at Walter Reed. I mean, cut it out. Cut it out. At a certain point, we know these are not routine visits. We know they're visits for a specific reason. A colonoscopy, is that a routine visit randomly like this? Do you have a colonoscopy every 6 months, like a physical, or a year? Is that what's going on? No. I think they know something's wrong with this man. He's probably had more accidents around the White House or whatever, and ain't nobody saying nothing. Everything's under lock and key, and everybody's being quiet. But they can't keep it quiet now because they're going to see him going to the hospital. If he's in Walter Reed, somebody's going to say something. If it's not out there to the public, nurses are going to tell, staff are going to tell, a doctor might tell. So they got to get out in front of it. If they can keep his status secret, then they would, but they can't. So they got to get out in front and say, oh, it's a routine visit. No, it's not. That is not what's happening. And this goes back to the other video I did about the potential to fill a VP slot. Okay, because check it out. If this procedure, quote unquote, routine procedure does not go well, and Biden has to be removed from office for whatever the case may be, and Kamala Harris then becomes president, then who becomes vice president? Okay, how are we going to appoint them? Who is that going to be? Right? They may have gotten some very grave news about the president and his health condition that we don't know about quite yet. So then when something happens, if it does, I'm not saying I want it to, YouTube mods, don't get it twisted. But if something happens to where Biden cannot be the president anymore, enter Kamala Harris as a president. And then you got to fill the VP slot, and then you got to fill the Speaker of the House slot, I would suppose, because the way it is now in a line of succession, if Biden is out before the election, if he has to leave or retire or whatever, Kamala Harris becomes president and the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, becomes vice president. That's the way it is right now. So my thought process in the prior video was maybe they're trying to go ahead and get Kamala Harris out right now so then they can place somebody else in that spot to become the president if Biden can't be the president anymore, because they don't like Kamala Harris. Nobody likes her. Go back to the 2020 presidential election, the campaign, when she was running, she had like a 0%. She was polling at zero. Nobody, they thought they could put this quote unquote intersectional person out there and it would matter. They thought that she's black and Indian and a woman. It just makes sense, but it just wasn't the same way. The Barack Obama factor did not exist for Kamala Harris. It just didn't. And I don't think it will anymore. This whole thing about, oh, vote for the black guy, all this and that, that's done. That's done. You got to be a good candidate, regardless of what your skin color is. That's probably going to be all over the nation. And they found that out the hard way in 2020. Cory Booker fared pretty poorly, as did Kamala Harris, right? But to get back to it, I'm not sure what they're going to do with Kamala Harris as a president. That's not really going to go too well. And Nancy Pelosi as a vice president. And Nancy Pelosi is about 1,000 years old herself. She's older than Joe Biden. She's like 86, 87 years old. So you got these fossils, hunched over in Capitol Hill trying to run things. It ain't really going to work. I'm not sure what they're going to do here. Okay, come 2022 is going to be a bloodbath. When you're talking about the midterm elections in 2024, they have no chance. There's no way the Democrats are able to come back in 2024 and maintain power. They can't even maintain power right now when they have it. So how about they going to maintain it after 2022 when it's going to be a bloodbath? And then 2024 when they have nobody to run? Who are they going to get to run in 2024 as I close? Let's just say you have President Kamala Harris. Will she do well? The country's not going well right now with the guy that they want in office, Joe Biden. So a guy that they, or a girl that they don't want, Kamala Harris, won't do any better. She'll do worse. And it's going to be a big kickback against them, against this progressive ideology. It's going to be terrible. So I think at this point, the Democrats are really kind of scrambling, trying to figure out what they're going to do as far as, vice president, the president's health is obviously declining. It's clear. All jokes aside, all nonsense aside, it's clear to see this man is declining right in front of our very eyes. Okay, the whole stomach thing, that's probably just one of many ailments he has. One of many. Okay, his mind is not really there. He's not sharp. He doesn't know where he's at. He needs to get a bunch of help and assistance. It's Weekend at Bernie's on steroids. And now his bowels can't get control. Imagine if he has like an accident that you can see on television, like in front of a lectern or something like that. How embarrassing that would be for the whole world. They can't have that happen. So we're going to see how this whole thing plays out. But keep an eye on this. This is not some kind of routine thing, some kind of random appointment that was scheduled a long time ago. I don't think so. I think it's a response to the allegation at the Vatican where he did it on himself. It's like something's wrong here. We got to figure it out. We got to make sure that you're not about to go ahead and croak. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's happening here where they have Kamala Harris as the acting president because Joe Biden is incapacitated for the moment? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. Do you think the Walter Reed visits, speaking about Kamala Harris after the Democrats came, and Joe Biden right now after the Vatican allegation, the incident where there was a bathroom mishap, are these routine visits? Are they random? Are they scheduled? Or are they in direct response to problems that come about? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys pretty much know where I stand. I think this is a big mess. And again, no pun intended, but it's a big mess. And they got a problem on their hands in the Democratic Party. They're trying to pass all these ridiculous $100 trillion spending bills. Meanwhile, do you even have a president? Do you have a vice president? I mean, what's going on here? We shall see. Keep our eyes on this. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.